Before we get started, please take the time to like, add, and subscribe to our pages on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and iTunes. Also, please leave us a review.
In 2010, a young park visitor came across a fossil at Badlands National Park and reported it to rangers. Much to her surprise, the visitor's discovery turned out to be an incredibly rare, well-preserved skull of a saber-toothed cat. The saber-toothed cat,
We can wander our way over, because this is Wandering Ways.
What's Bigfoot possibility?
Clink.
Clink.
Holy crap, my guy. I feel like it's been about a week since I've last seen you.
It is. And
Prove
you know
it.
what's special about this week, everybody? You want to know what's really special is because by the time this comes out, Mr. Zach Gray 250, Ranger Zach, that guy is going to be married.
I am. So this one comes out after?
It's either literally on your wedding day or it's the week after. I can't remember.
It's either, so you're saying it's either the day before my wedding, because my wedding's on a Thursday.
Oh.
And you're going to be in Montana with me, hanging out, having a good time, exploring big sky country, or it's the week after when
and we're in the chalet.
We're in Glacier Park. So watch the social medias. If you want to stay tuned, watch Zach of Wandering Ways, watch Reverend Marcus, watch the Rougarou. You will see it all live. And then when it comes out as posts, in August, September, next year, you'll be like, I saw that live.
Exactly. No, so that's kind of exciting if you really think about it. We're in the middle of a lot of hot stuff.
Yeah, I mean, really though, we're in the thick of it. If you really think, no matter what day it is, I love that we don't know. We could look into it, but we're not going to because that's just a waste of time.
Yeah,
but we're in the thick of it. We're floating rivers. We're jumping into lakes. We're climbing mountains. We're
using a kick-ass shower.
Oh, you want me to show that, huh?
So this is the thing is I've probably used this thing that we're about to show you for everyone.
I don't know though.
By this time. You
will, because I think I see you on one of our hikes being like, I'm gonna take this out and use it. Because you can just put it in a water source, right? So it's I'm gonna get wet here because look, it's already doing it. Basically, the kick-ass thing here, it's just a hose with a shower head and a water pump that's dripping its water because I have it's full of water and it's dripping on me. But you just right here, turn it on. You hear that there?
Yeah.
Put it in the water. Oh, probably put the side that sucks in the water down, huh? There we go.
There we go. Bingo, bingo,
Shower.
Yeah, it's not a thing to drink. No, but
I tested it.
It is something I totally would use, and maybe not to take like a full blown shower, but like rinse my feet off.
Rinse your feet off. Wash the dog.
Yeah, yeah. If your dog is a little bit grody, before you can put him back in the car,
just anything that you're like, I need a little bit of spray here of water, and
yeah. Well, I think the feet big time because my feet always get gnarly with dirt, mud, sand, whatever.
Well, you wear a lot of flip flops, and so do I in the summer. And I like when I get home, I'll get a towel. I'll wet half the towel, wash my feet, and then use the other half to dry them. But yeah, just like that, just spray, good to go. Don't even need to get the towel wet.
Nope. That's why I think that thing is actually pretty cool.
You think it's kick-ass, huh?
I do. I actually think it's very kick-ass.
It
has my seal of approval. So
there you go. It's got Mark's Wandering Ways stamp of approval. I love it.
No, it's the seal of approval. What I want to do is get literally cards and have because have you ever
Oh yeah,
seen my picture of the
I have.
seal of approval?
Yes,
I just
yes.
want to get cards of that, and every time I approve of something, just hit it. You know what? This gets my seal of approval.
No, you need to go to the beach or the zoo, and take a picture of your favorite seal, and then we'll have Josh design a card for you. You can hand it out.
That would
Reverend
be.
Mark's seal of approval.
This has the Reverend seal of approval.
No, but
No, but
kick ass.
the part of the cards is you don't put a name on it. It's just like any you can share it. I give you my seal of approval. You can then give your seal of approval. It's the gift that keeps giving.
Pass it forward, as they say. No, I love it. I love what Kick-Ass has done with us. We have the shower awning on the side of the car, hence why they also sent the shower head. For me, that like I love using about I have a Camp Lux water heater, which is really nice. And I love that because you get like a 100 degree shower, and it's so nice out there, out in the wilderness. So you can do that, but that hooks up into like a water source. This you can just have a bucket of water, whatever you're using. Great. But they even sent a headlamp, and Matt Buddy has the headlamp because you should have seen these headlamps he had. Oh my god, they're not even dollar store quality. That's how bad they were. Like they it looked like he won them out of like those like 50-cent machines that you put
Really?
like you twist. I kid you not, dude. They all like you shine, they're all dull. You couldn't see, like, I don't even know why they sold them.
No, you gotta have a good headlamp.
Oh, it was terrible that he had.
It makes a big difference having a nice headlamp when you're out. Like if you roll into a campsite late, just freaking I literally got mine right here. My headlamp's right here. So you just pop that puppy on, boom.
I have one in each car for that reason, because you never know when you're going to need that. I mean, the Rougarou has all my adventure gear, which is cool. You can see the kick-ass video with Matt on the Rougarou's Instagram, which is hilarious because like I'm telling him like I need you to do this for the video, and Matt's sitting there with the headlamp pressing the buttons like as I'm recording him, like all like figuring it out for himself. But I'm like, dude, like you've already seen the settings. Like I want the spot, or I want the like I'm like, come on, man. No, he was crazy with it, but he loved it. He liked it because you see the difference, like that spotlight right on the middle, and then the floodlight they have. Boom, they've hooked us up. They've helped us out. I've even let Kick-Ass know that I said Mark's probably going to get a van, and we're going to build it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I'll be making a decision on the van here real soon, soon in real time. The decision will probably be made by the time this comes out.
So you'll know.
Yeah, you'll know. People will know. But anyways, no, we are here today to continue on with our ABCs of the National Parks series. And this time we're on to a new letter. We have left the A's, kissed them goodbye. We've done them well. We have now moved on to the B's.
Oh, hey, save the bees.
Yeah, save the bees. And we are starting with one we've been to
a few times.
The Badlands.
Not the good lands, not the great lands,
nope,
but the Badlands.
That's we'll just start off with the first fact. Some people may not know that the name is literally the Badlands. The Lakota people called it not good land. And really that's how the name came to be Badlands.
But what else would you do there? Like even the farming isn't that great around the Badlands. You have to kind of get away from it. Yeah, they have some grass, and that's actually really cool when you are in the Badlands is the grasslands. You have the grasslands, the national grasslands out in South Dakota there, which are beautiful. I didn't know this, but did you know the Badlands was actually a national monument before it was a national park?
I did not know that.
In 1939, it was established as a national monument, which is, it wasn't its first because the first one's real close by in Devil's Tower. But in 1978, someone said, hey, let's make it a national park because it deserves more, because it deserves that type of status and that protection. And going there, I think it does. I don't know about you. I mean, you've been there once, twice,
Yeah,
eight
I've just
times.
no, just the one time when we did it.
Okay, I think I've been there like 3 to 4 to 5, 8 times, somewhere in there. It's not big.
No,
Like
it's not big at all.
it's I want to say it's like a 40-mile road that you take um it through the park. Uh it's the 240 loop road, and they say it takes about 60 minutes to do it. And what's really nice about it is you can get off the interstate, take the loop, and get right back on the interstate, and you're still moving east to west or west to east, depending on the direction you're going in. Um,
Yeah, that is a nice, I think, perk, because if you are making it a road trip, and you don't want to spend a ton of time there, you can at least, enjoy the scenic drive of it.
and that's what is nice about it, because it is a scenic drive of like you're going up and down and around the Badlands. You see the bighorn sheep that they have. If you're lucky, you'll see the buffalo herds.
Mm-hmm.
They say there's bobcats too in the area.
Yeah,
Which I think
there's a ton of stuff in there. No, Badlands. It was
rattlesnakes.
when was it a national park?
This is 78, 1978.
1978.
Oh, 50 years coming up here this in the 2020s.
Oh, got to make a trip.
Gonna have to. No, I like the Badlands. What I like about the Badlands is usually when you're going to them, you're doing the other things in the Black Hills area. You're seeing the Mount Rushmores, you're seeing the Crazy Horses, the Devil's Tower, the Wind Cave, Jewel Caves, Custer State Park, all the cool stuff in that area. The Goodlands, no, just kidding. But the Badlands, and I don't know what I like about that park too. As we're just getting the conversation going here, is it's an open hike park,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
there's not many of those. There's a lot of parks that stay on all trails, but this one, because I think it's like, well, it's just dirt.
Yeah. Well, it used to be like a shallow sea. It used to be all underwater. So you can, like, when you think of it that way, you kind of understand why it looks the way it looks.
Oh, 100%. And it's interesting too, as you say that, you shallow sea, and then you take the west right now in the drought we're in, with the water sources in the South Dakota, North Dakota, Eastern Montana area where they're experiencing that drought, and those water levels are getting real low. It's even unearthing some of the dinosaurs that lived in these areas. So if you're into the archaeology side, definitely Eastern Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Badlands area, great place to go check that out.
100% the Badlands. Actually, I have a story involving fossils in the Badlands that I think this is the perfect time to mention it.
I want to hear it.
Yeah. So, in 2010, a young park visitor came across a fossil at Badlands National Park and reported it to rangers. Much to her surprise, the visitor's discovery turned out to be an incredibly rare, well-preserved skull of a saber-toothed cat. The saber-toothed cats aren't the only creature hidden among the layers and layers of sediment in the Badlands. The park is known for fossils.
That is neat. I didn't know that. That's a cool story.
Yeah, how wild would that be? It's just like, look what I found, and then they're like, what?
Do you get? I'm curious, because you know how
Oh, actually, big disclaimer now that we mentioned it's a lot of fossils there. Still illegal to take it out of the park.
I understand that, but does she get some sort of credit for finding it?
I would assume so.
Like she gets the namesake or the. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess if it was already a saber-toothed cat, then they've already named them, but sometimes
yeah, but they could name the school, like she could name it Sally.
Let's hope.
I hope she at least got a picture.
Oh, I bet they got a pic. I bet she got pictures of it in the ground when she found it, and then pictures of it when they've unearthed it, and look at this.
All right, question for you on this standpoint. Say that's you that discovers it. Young age. Do you think that inspires you to go into archaeology and that kind of stuff?
I think so. When I lived in New Mexico, the Natural History Museum down there in Albuquerque. Great natural history museum, great dinosaur exhibit. I remember going there as a kid all the time. They had rooms that you could see, the glass rooms with the archaeologists actually like messing with fossils and cleaning, because New Mexico is also another good hotbed
Yeah.
for finding them. And they were doing that whole, thing. So I was interested in it. I've been interested in it, but not to dedicate my career to that. I'm not really that kind of, I want to dedicate my career to those type of sciences or just sciences in general, really. I'm more of a history buff, especially, Native American history here in the US is kind of more my MO.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But
Yeah, I don't know if it would change my whole career path.
if you found
there's a
something,
meme out there. The meme's like it's a graph and it's like an inverted, or it's a U graph, so it's all shaped in the U.
they
And it's interest in dinosaurs and age. And so it had at the beginning, it was age like 5 to like 8. And then at the end, it was when you have kids age 5 to 8. So it's like your two peaks in interest in dinosaurs. There's when you were 5 and 8, and then when you have a 5 and 8-year-old.
that makes sense though when you look at it.
100%.
I like dinosaurs. I mean, the Lewis and Clark trip, just not too far from Pompey's Pillar. If you read the Lewis and Clark journals, he found a fish bone that was like a rib cage bone that was like 3 feet in length. And it's like, whoa, what kind of fish is this, a rib cage bone that big? And like probably a dinosaur, but back in 1803, 1805, when he was rolling through 1806 in that area, they didn't have a word for dinosaurs, which is wild.
Yeah, they probably had no idea. That would be trippy. You're in a new land essentially, and you
Right.
see what is a massive rib. I'd be like, what are we getting into?
And it was interesting because he found it on the Yellowstone River, like right up against the shore, while
And
his
that's
men,
how myths start.
right, while his men were getting the bighorn sheep that they shot down there, which is like, there's bighorn sheep living down there. How come they're not down there anymore? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, guys, come on now.
Moving back to the Badlands. It is a fabulous, fabulous place. And we've talked about this with other parks, but this is a real big park for it. I know this because I've done it for stargazing.
Oh, straight up and down. It is beautiful. There's so many beautiful pictures of the Badlands and the Milky Way galaxy and just stars behind it.
It's nice because there's not a lot of light pollution around. So it really is kind of one of the more darker places left around.
Well, when you look at the US and like the unpopulated areas, you take eastern Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, kind of that area. It's a lot of nothing. A lot of nothing. But you get some cool stars. I mean, I love that's, and you're high up in elevation, you're 3,000, 2,000 plus feet up starting there, and you're close to the stars. You see it, there's not a lot of light pollution either, not a lot of pollution to begin with, because you're in the middle of nowhere. So if it's a clear night, you're definitely going to see stars. And that's actually one of the recommendations. I have the newspaper from when you and I went in 2019. Of all the information here laid out, and they say do a star program, do a ranger program, do a star-led ranger program.
Yeah, I would.
I know you would.
The night we camped in the park there, it was phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was one of those nights I thought I wasn't gonna be sleeping in the hammock, but we figured out how to hook it up, and then we just watched the stars that night. We had my book out, pointing them all out.
There you go. I do. You had your red light.
Yeah, we went real legit.
No, might as well, right? That's I would love to take you up on top of the Beartooth Pass at like 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, man, those dark places. That's where it'd be.
It's gorgeous. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna read some of these fun facts. They got a quick facts of the Badlands National Park too in this newspaper here.
Quick facts with Zach.
There you go. They have 244,000 acres. Of that, wilderness is 64,000 acres. They get about 1 million visitors every year. Some of their key resources. This is the largest expanse of protected prairie ecosystem in the national park system. It's considered one of the world's richest mammal fossil beds. So, like you said, the saber-toothed cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
50% of the Badlands Park is co-managed with the Oglala Lakota Nation, the 8th largest Indian reservation in the United States. That's actually Matt Buddy's tribe. And you can go check out the visitor center, the White River Visitor Center down there. They only have 2 visitor centers, the Ben Riffiel, which is right there in the park off the road, and then the White River one down on the reservation. And definitely go support them, go support the tribe, go put some of your money in their local economy. They need it. They're actually one of the more poorer tribes in the whole US. So they could use that stimulus of the economy, I guess is a good way of saying that.
Stimulating the economy.
There you go. Badlands National Park and the Buffalo Gap National Grasslands are one of the most successful reintroduction sites for the black-footed ferret, one of the world's rarest mammals.
There you go. That's a real fun fact.
Yeah.
Trying to save species because we've been trying to take them out.
Yeah, and they're showing here some of the native animals. Another one that's kind of rare out in eastern, like out on the prairies, is the swift fox.
Oh,
they have the swift fox too, and that is a rare one. People actually often mistake them for coyotes. So in these areas, Montana specifically, you can actually hunt coyote. I could shoot a coyote today, and no one would care.
Oh, that creates issues.
Yes, and the swift fox is actually endangered, so I could see that. But they are smaller than a coyote, and they're not as fluffy sometimes. Fun fact.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah, it's really close to Rapid City and Waldrug. If you want to get some shopping services, they do have services nearby. Not necessarily in the park. But yeah, Waldrug has free water. That's where
Waldrug has free water, so you can head out there, get your free.
And they have a couple hotels, so that's a good place to stay if you're not camping in one of the 2 campgrounds. We were lucky to camp in one. I'm not sure. Were you able to reserve that one, or did we do a first come first serve?
I think we reserved it.
I do too, which is nice because it was after Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So for us, and we did it, I think, on the fly.
Yeah, we did. I know we did it like
a week.
Not before. Really. Yeah, it was like we just waited till we were much closer.
Yeah. And it was nice because we were able to stay in the park. One of I think that was the only park we did stay in on that big trip based due to reservations. We didn't stay in the Grand Canyon. We didn't stay in Zion. We stayed at Pagers on Lake Powell, which is like a state park.
Yeah.
And we did have a reservation for Yellowstone, but it snowed, so we got a hotel. So, and what is nice is the reservation in Yellowstone we had was at Canyon, and that's up higher in the mountain. So good thing we got a hotel that night.
Yeah.
Another fun fact, even though this is an open hiking park, no dogs on any of the trails out. So we did actually, when we were there, we did see a couple people with dogs. So, you kind of hope they get a ticket if a ranger sees them, because that's how you protect the wildlife in these places. The wildlife views dogs like wolves. They're canines. They're predators. Even though your dog wants to go play with that moose, doesn't mean you should go let it.
Yeah, and it's a safety thing for both the dog and the wildlife there.
And you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's it, I guess. Yeah.
And you're supposed to stay 100 feet away from all wildlife.
Yes, that is true as well. Badlands has been in a ton of, or not a ton, but it's been some movies. So you may have seen it in some movies. I know Dances with Wolves.
Have you seen that one with
Oh
Kevin
yeah, a
Costner?
long time ago.
It's a good one.
Oh yeah, classic. Um,
Yeah, I like it because he's like, I'm gonna become part of the natives. I want to be good with them. But then you get like right at the end, they just kill him and kill everyone else.
yeah, that's how it goes.
I know.
But yeah, it's in that movie. It's been in some other things. It's pretty hard to miss if you see it in some. You're
Right.
like, oh, that's the Badlands.
Well, or at least you see it and you know what area, because you do get some of these type of structures in Montana or up in like Teddy Roosevelt National Park up in North Dakota. My grandma, who grew up like in Belfield, North Dakota, which is like 10 miles from Teddy Roosevelt National Park, she always refers to that one as the Badlands,
Oh,
because that was it was, I think, Badlands National Park before it was Teddy Roosevelt National Park. So she's always like, "Are you in North Dakota?" And it's like, "No, I'm in South Dakota in Badlands National Park." So it's funny you get that. But it's just that dirt, that sand, that it's
it's a very
eroding
weird
land.
clay.
Yeah, they even say coercing through the park is Badlands Wall, a 100-mile long wall of soft stone. Erosive rainwater washes away 1 inch of the wall every year.
Oh man.
So, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, we walked on the trail. It's dirt. So, like, yeah, dirt falls in with humans. Yeah, we're going to erode it even quicker.
It is.
So it's good that it's protected, because I'm sure if it wasn't, that thing would have been leveled by, dump trucks and big old construction
sure.
equipment.
Oh man, yeah, they would do something special to it. It's all probably all oil.
Yeah. Honestly, though,
Yeah,
there's
probably.
if there's a bunch of mammals and dinosaurs there, I bet you there's oil there. I mean, why are we in North Dakota, huh?
Right.
Where the Bakken is. Just saying. Where the dinos were. But
They were onto something. Everyone knows dinosaurs used to drink oil.
yeah. That's why they call it fossil fuels.
So I was kind of thinking of getting into sport fishing again, but I feel like I need a good quality net.
Well, you know what, Reverend? I got the key solution for you. Our friends at Blue Ribbon Net make this eco-friendly aquafade bag, so you're not hurting the environment. It's 100% biodegradable. Plus, the wood is locally sourced and it is also biodegradable, and it's just such a great company to use. The Blue Ribbon Nets, they're here in Bozeman, Montana, and we even have a discount code. That's right. If you use the code Rougarou10, that's right. That's my Jeep, the Rougarou. Rougarou10, RUGARU10. You're going to get some discount on a Blue Ribbon net. You can get the long one if you're fishing the big fish, or you can get just the good river one, if you're like me and just want to catch a lot of fish.
So again, make sure you go check out Blue Ribbon and use the promo code Rougarou10.
Hey there, Reverend. I heard that you might be running dry on your sticker supplier.
Yeah, I've been looking around and I've kind of like run out of cool stickers to buy and put on water bottles and stuff.
Well, I mean, have you seen the stuff Josh has been coming out with lately?
No, I have not.
Well, he is doing some really cool stuff with the Shop LS 574. Yes, they're working with indigenous communities and making some really cool stickers. He has a really cool Buffalo Mountain sticker. There's even water bottles, hats, sweatshirts, the whole swag. And we even got a discount code for you guys. Yes, if you use Wandering Ways at Shop LS 574, you're going to be getting a discount on your next purchase. But not only that, you're going to be giving a percentage of that sale to the Little Shell Tribe, as well as they donate $1 of every sale to murdered and missing Indigenous women. So just such a cool thing going on there. You use the code Wandering Ways, WANDERING WAYS, and you put that in there, boom, you're getting a discount.
Well, the Badlands, it's I don't think the name is right because I think it should be the Cool Lands because there's a lot of cool shit there.
Yeah, I thought you meant cool, like keep it cool. Cause it's like, yeah, in the winter, yeah, it gets really cold, but in the summer, it gets really hot.
Yeah, no. We should probably try and keep it. Well, climate change is the fluctuations, but anyways, no, we're talking about cool shit right now. By meaning cool shit in nature.
Mark's
And
favorite segment. He
oh,
likes the clink at the beginning, if you guys didn't catch on to that, but he really likes cool shit.
yeah, no. So first one, because of course I have two. Um, first one here is definitely cool. It's a cuttlefish, like doing the whole color change to, as the video said, like hypnotize its prey.
I wonder though, like hypnotize, or if that just like you're just as the prey, you're just watching that and it's enticing you like to come to.
That's what I think they mean by hypnotizing it. Is it puts you in kind of a dazed state where you're just like so infatuated by it.
They're so cool, man.
Cuttlefish are super cool.
Like I didn't realize that. Have you ever watched Sing? The cartoon?
Oh yeah, my niece, is like one of her favorite movies.
Yeah, I would assume so. But like the cuttlefish in there where they have them as like the background at the restaurant in the aquarium tank.
Oh yeah.
For hire. No, I think they're cool creatures. Was it Blue Planet does a really good?
This is from Blue Planet.
It says it down at the bottom there. I see.
So no, and then our second one here is a volcano eruption here.
Oh, on the hike it says the people who submitted it. Forrest Gump 91.
Yeah, they took the video, so shout out to them.
That's cool. That would be neat. That's what I was kind of hoping for in Hawaii when we were there. Like I knew the lava wasn't flowing, so I was like, yeah, maybe it blows up while we're there, huh?
That would be gnarly.
I would love to be like these guys where you're watching it blow up from like a safe distance. Like I would love to experience something like this.
Yeah. I would too, as long as it's not that big of an eruption,
Yeah, like that. That's
like that one right there. That's a good size.
Yeah, like
it's just still like low key pretty big.
Yeah, right. Like you look, that's a mountain over there, and it's like red falling down like a quarter of the way.
And it's like way up in the air too. Like how gnarly would it be to hear it?
I wonder what I'm curious what that sounds like.
Right? When it's first kind of erupting out of the earth.
Yeah, it must sound like an explosion or something.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty gnarly.
Tyler said when they blew up Reeser by his house, the old football stand. Because basically, if you watch the video, that the whole stands just basically go from standing up to laying down. It's just flat. And he said it sounded like someone took one of like those metal garbage cans that you hear when a garbage truck just throws down and threw it against his window. He says, that's what it sounded like. And he goes, that woke me up. I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, yeah, I bet those noises, man.
Oh yeah, I bet it's just loud as hell, even from that distance in the video.
But I'm curious too. Then too, like, what does like when we're in Hawaii volcanoes, right? And like you see the lava there. Like obviously we didn't get to. Is that making a noise too? Like when it's just slow?
You probably hear it a little bit. It's probably just not as loud.
Well, if one of our wanderers knows, can you please email us at wanderingwayspodcast@gmail.com, WANDERINGWAYSPODCAST@gmail.com. And we would appreciate it. I would. I don't know about you.
We would 100%. At least I would.
Well,
I
got some for you. I got some other cool stuff from you. I got my favorite book here. Subpar Parks, America's Most Extraordinary National Parks and Their Least Impressed Visitors. And what I like is a lot of pictures in this book. You got the picture here of the Badlands. It says, the only thing bad about these lands is the entire experience. So they did not have a good time at the Badlands. I
It
had a
was
great
such a
time.
funny review.
Right? They probably did it just to do it. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
I don't know, because you see those kind of reviews all the time, where you hear people who are like, "Oh, I wonder if they're gonna let the animals out today." You're
Right?
like, what? Like, what do you think this is?
I mean, though, with like how we do like those bison of Yellowstone, right? They're fenced in there basically. They can't go pretty much beyond, they can go out into like the surrounding areas of the park, but like there's even cattle grates on roads and stuff to try and prevent them from going past that. And it's kind of wild where it's like yeah, they're wild, but like are they? They're
No, that's a,
farmed in
that's a
more
good
sense,
argument.
you know. But I'm going to read you the review. It says located. Well, this, I don't know if this is the review or just Amber. Amber's share. She's the one who does the book. Her take on the park. So, located in southwestern South Dakota, Badlands National Park is 2,400 or 244,000 acres of wilderness full of pinnacles, buttes, and spires. The largest protected mixed grass prairie in the United States. The Badlands are a wonderful and colorful are a wonderful wonderland of colorful formations. And driving through this bizarre and unique landscape as a kid left an incredible impression on me. It's one of those places that made me realize how diverse and spectacular US geography can be. It also has one of the world's richest fossil beds, giving scientists the opportunity to study the evolution of the horse, rhino, and saber-toothed cat. It's home to plenty of still living wildlife too, from tiny shrews to the 2,000-pound bison, reptiles, amphibians, and birds and butterflies. The Lakota gave the land its name Mako Sika, meaning land bad, because it was difficult to cross due to the rocky terrain, lack of water, and extreme temperatures. Today, the Badlands are not so bad placed for hiking, fossil hunting, taking scenic drives, and spotting wildlife. Through the temperatures still get pretty extreme, peaking close to 90 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer and like -20 in the winter. Let's be real.
That's cold and hot as sin.
It is though. I mean, we get that experience out here, but that's just because we're like a high desert. It's those extremes that this prairie land does, and that's why it's so fertile. I think in the spring and summer when you do have those growing seasons, and why we grow the wheat and all that cool stuff out this way. You know, I enjoy it. That's definitely why they say summer is hot and dry. You are in like a desert type thing, so they recommend bringing a gallon of water per person per day. They have thunderstorms that can produce lightning, hail, high winds, and tornadoes. During lightning storms, they say avoid lone trees and high places. Return to your car if possible, which makes sense because it's flat.
100%. Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. It's
So
not strategy I like to use with lightning. I like to grab a metal rod and then walk out in an open field and just swing it around.
I feel you.
That's kind of my strategy for approaching lightning. It's worked so far.
Yeah. Well, they say the land is even erosive, so be careful when you're on the cliffs
I
because
believe it.
it can erode on you.
Because I remember walking up some of them, how like slick it could kind of get, and
Oh yeah, that wasn't even wet.
yeah,
I can imagine would get a little bit of rain on that, what it would do. So definitely wear sturdy boots. They do have cactuses as well, so you could get cactus spikes inside of you. Beware of rattlesnakes. They can be found throughout the park, and they are venomous. Rattlesnakes avoid the sun by coiling in cracks and crevices, staying in the thick grasses. Wear your closed leather shoes. Be careful where you place your hands and feet.
yeah, and we know rattlesnakes very well in this park.
That's the first time I've ever had a rattlesnake buzz its buzzer at me.
Yeah,
That was wild too, because he was a big rattlesnake.
yeah, he was a big boy. I just still one of the funnier times ever where that guy were like rattlesnake and he goes nope and just turned right around. But
Yeah.
no, the Badlands, they're very cool for what they are.
They are. And it's another, you're in a park, they do say your cell service might drop, so you can't.
Oh, classic. I don't. There's a lot of people go to these places. Like, I hope I have got my 5G going.
Yeah, I think some do. I've seen people upset that they can't send a message in the Lamar Valley before.
Damn. Well, that's a shame because
I think
you're out
so.
in the wild, people.
Honestly, and it's to me the Badlands is like you're like go to Waldrug or go to Rapid City. You're not too far away if you go on that kind of stuff. Like you're in the park to see the park. Your camera option on your phone works without cell service.
Yes.
No. So when you are at a Badlands Geology, from top to bottom, looking at the rocks, right? So the lighter colored color of the rocks are the Sharps Formation, which was primarily deposited 28 to 30 million years ago. The next layer, which is more of a gray layer, is the Rockford Ash, which serves as it was a volcanic layer of ash, which is the boundary between the Brule and the Sharps. During the Oligocene epoch, between 30 to 34 million years ago, the tannish brown Burl Formation was deposited. Then below that, you have the grayish Chardron Formation, which was between 34 to 37 million years ago as a river flood plain that replaced the sea. So it became a river at that time. When you get down to the yellow mounds, that was, they don't say how long ago that was, but down below the yellow mounds, you get the Pier Shale, which was 69 to 75 million years old. So when that land was put there.
Kind of old land.
There's a picture for our
for the
viewers
people watching back home. It's even better than pictures, going and seeing it for yourself.
I think so. I like it. There was one, I wonder if that was that wall, that 100-mile wall they're talking about. But that line, when we were on our hike, there was that one line in the ground that just kind of like.
Oh, that's probably the wall.
Because it wasn't with the like layers. It was its own thing. But it makes sense. It's that like clay, different type. If you want to see wildlife, we mentioned some before. They also have coyotes, magpies, prairie dogs, which is one of Mark's favorites, as well as the porcupine.
Porcupine's not really a favorite of mine.
Well, I meant the prairie dog before.
Yeah, I know. The prairie dogs are cool as shit.
Which is weird. Like, of all animals, I'm so like, it blows my mind that you're into prairie dogs, but that's okay. Because maybe after the wedding, you can go to Prairie Dog State Park on your way to Sealy.
Who knows? It'll be me and Matt. So
there you go. You might want to stop. So I'm just gonna right now, it's June. They say the average temperature is 83 with a low of 56 and precipitation of 3 inches.
What about July? What's July look like? Because that's when this actually comes out.
92 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 62 degrees Fahrenheit with about 1.94 precipitation.
Okay. What about December? What if someone listens to this in December?
In December, they say it's 39 degrees is the high, 17 is the low, and you get 0.3 inches of precipitation. We'll go to January because it's a little bit colder on average. They get 34 degrees high, 11 degrees low, and these are the averages.
Yeah.
With 0.29 precipitation. We did talk earlier about it being an open hike park. However, they do have some trails that have been established in the park. They have the Door Trail, which is 0.75 miles round trip. They have the Window Trail, which is 0.25 miles round trip. They have the Notch Trail, which is 1.5 miles round trip. The Castle Trail, which is the 10-mile trip that goes across the park from basically road to road. It's like a big U, the road. So it's like from side to the U, side to the U. The Cliff Shelf Trail, which is 0.5 miles round trip. The Saddle Pass, which is 0.25 miles round trip. the Medicine Route Loop, which is 4 miles round trip, and the Fossil Exhibit Trail, which is 0.25 miles round trip. And I assume you might see some fossils on that one.
Yeah, I've heard that one's actually supposed to be really cool when it comes to the fossils and stuff.
Well, how come we didn't do it then?
I don't know. Probably because we wanted to try and see more heights. I don't know.
We didn't listen to the Wandering Ways podcast ABC Badlands review. I get it. I get it. Okay.
That is exactly what it was.
No, I mean, I like the Badlands. I like the Black Hills. I like South Dakota. It is pretty. It's different. It's unique. There's a lot of history in this area with the Lakota people, the Sioux people of the Dakotas. With Wind Cave, it's nearby, but that's where their origin story comes from, is the Black Hills. But they even traveled out to the Badlands. They said it was bad land. That's where the name comes from, is the Sioux people. So they've been there. If you're also in the area, some of the cool stuff you can check out is they do have the visitor center for the U.S. the National Forest Service. Grassland Center is located in Waldrug. Mount Rushmore is real close. You also have the Minuteman Missile National Historical Site, Jewel Cave, Devil's Tower, and Wind Cave all nearby.
Yeah, this is a great one to do if you're doing a road trip.
Yeah, I think so.
To get a bunch of parks. You can see kind of a lot. So,
well, especially if you're coming east to go out to like a Yellowstone or a glacier, or down to Utah, you take that I-90 and you use that, you check it out, you see what's going on, you stop at all the parks. This is one of those parks, and I recommend giving it the stop.
I do too. But it's a great like road trip where you're like, you know what, this summer we're doing national parks, because you can get a ton and a lot of good ones that maybe you wouldn't see on a normal, because there isn't like a super major airport nearby.
No, and I mean, yeah, you could fly into Rapid City, but it's not the best.
Yeah, big major one.
Yeah, no, actually, my dad flew out of Rapid City one time. I had to drop him off because we were out in South Dakota for work, and he had to leave from there to talk about small airport. But like I said, they have ranger talks earlier. They have summer-led ranger programs, usually through end of May to early September. So basically June, July, August are your big months for that. They have geology talks, paleontology talks, fossil talks. They have the junior ranger program for those kids out there, so you can get those junior ranger badges. They have fun in the suns. They have evening programs all the time, as well as the night sky viewing, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, for real. The night sky stuff with the ranger would be actually really dope.
Well, it'd be cool to have that conversation with someone who enjoys it and who studied it, and that's who you're probably getting as that ranger. When working at Pompey's Pillar, it was a little bit different just because it was BLM on how the rangers were. But every ranger has their go-to. Sunny, she loved geology. Alexander loved history and trains, which was good for Pompey's Pillar. Matt May, he loved the trees. So all the different like types of sciences coming together, and the understandings of that you do get in the park. So that's what's fun with these rangers, because a lot of them have those either history degrees, biology degrees, geology degree. They know what's going on. For me, it was native history, which I think is some of the coolest history out there, because you guys try and whitewash it.
Yeah, it's definitely, that's why the ranger talks are so great, and that's why I love talking to rangers.
They're fun, man. They're the best people to talk to.
They are, and they're a goofy bunch. They are a goofy bunch. But anyways, no, it's getting to that time, and I'm going to be that guy that has to do the thing during this time where it's time for our final words. So, final words, my guy.
I want to say to all you wanderers out there this week to go explore some parks like this. Go find your ABCs, maybe go find the ABCs in your state. I know gas prices are really high. I know the economy is really kind of shitty right now. So people aren't traveling as much. I saw Yellowstone visitorship was down from the last couple of years over Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. So definitely, it sounds like people are not traveling as much this year, being 2022. Definitely go find a place nearby. Go do your own ABCs in your neighborhood neck of the woods. I'm sure there's some great parks to go check out. Go find them, go experience them, go learn something new, because we need to be learning something new every day. That's what makes us better. So go do it.
I love it. I love it. Reverends, final words of wisdom. Say beautiful, everybody. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you for listening all the way through. It sure means a whole lot. Just out there, be good people, do good things, get good back, all that fun stuff. Make sure you're following along and all that fun jazz. I'm sure there's a lot of exciting stuff going on right now. So it's probably a lot of fun to listen to and watch all that social stuff that we got going on. So, but anyways, that being said, peace out, everybody.
Bye.